Now on military holds. Mr. President, on another topic I cannot believe I must address yet again here on the Senate floor is that of military holds. Over the past few months, the senior senator from Alabama has single-handedly hindered our national security by blocking hundreds of critical military appointments. Those holds are hamstringing our military, according to former secretaries of defense who served presidents of both parties. This blanket hold is harming military readiness and risks damaging United States national security. But last week, the senator's conduct, as bad as it's been just by holding up these hundreds of general officers whose lives are in limbo, even though they've given decades of service to our country, who we depend on for our national defense, he's holding them up. But the senator went even beyond that. In an interview over the radio, Senator Tuberville was asked if white supremacists should be allowed in the military, to which he, a member of the Armed Services Committee, responded by saying, quote, "Well, they call them that, I call them Americans." It's hard to believe he really said it, but check the record. He did. Revolting. Revolting down to the last word. The senator from Alabama's words were revolting to so many across this country. A few days later, when asked to clarify his views on the matter, where he was given a chance to make up for this awful mistake that will be a blot on his record forever, Senator Tuberville then responded with, quote, "What is a white nationalist?" As if it's some great mystery. What is a white nationalist? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Senator? Let me give my colleague a hint on how to define a white nationalist. The man who just over a year ago murdered 10 people at a top supermarket in Buffalo, seeking to murder black people, was a white nationalist. The insurrectionists who waved Confederate flags through the halls of the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, many of them were white nationalists. And sadly, some of those insurrectionists had military backgrounds. Again, what is a white nationalist? How about the parade of belligerents who carried torches through the streets of Charlottesville while screaming, "Jews will not replace us"? Senator Tuberville, those were white nationalists. And then he followed up by saying, I couldn't believe he said this, "I look at a white nationalist as a Trump Republican." Really? What the heck is happening in America? Leader McConnell cannot allow a member of his conference to make a mockery of our military and of the Senate, the way Senator Tuberville has done. If any of my Republican colleagues care whatsoever about the well-being of our military, they'll denounce the senator's words and urge him to drop his holds. Now on judges. Last week was a very productive week in the Senate for judicial nominees. The Judiciary Committee reported out 6 more nominees for lifetime appointments to the federal bench. We're continuing the work of confirming more outstanding judges this week, starting today. This afternoon, we'll vote to confirm Bradley Garcia as a circuit court judge for the highly important D.C. Circuit. After the Supreme Court, as everyone knows, the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals is the most important federal court in the country, particularly when it comes to government actions. And it takes up cases, of course, that the Supreme Court is unable to consider. The Supreme Court only takes up about 75 cases a year. And so the D.C. Circuit Court has many, many vital and important cases. The D.C. Circuit is often the final word on hugely consequential cases, particularly those involving the Congress and the executive branch. And I'm proud to say, once confirmed, Bradley Garcia will make history as the first Latino ever to serve on the D.C. Circuit since it was established in 1893. Latinos are historically underrepresented across the federal bench. So confirming the first ever Latino to the second most important court is a long overdue step towards making the federal bench better reflect our country. When it comes to confirming people to the federal bench, especially to the highly important, vital D.C. Circuit, it's imperative to get it right. And President Biden got it right with the historic nomination of Bradley Garcia, a graduate of Johns Hopkins and the Harvard Law School, Mr. Garcia has a wealth of public and private legal experience defending civil and human rights. He clerked for Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan and rose to be a partner at a law firm before leaving to serve in the Justice Department's Office of Legal Counsel. And Mr. Garcia, being of generous spirit, boasts an impressive pro bono record, advocating for clients in cases implicating the rights of immigrants, criminal defendants, women's reproductive freedoms, and free and fair elections. So I'm confident that Bradley Garcia will make an outstanding addition to the D.C. Circuit, joining the proud company of so many other Biden appointments who are, little by little, making our courts a better reflection of the population of the United States of America. Mr. Garcia received a bipartisan vote out of the Judiciary Committee. I'm proud to say that. I thank my Republican colleagues who voted for him. And I expect that bipartisan support to carry on to the floor this afternoon. I thank my colleagues on the other side of the aisle for working with us. And Senate Democrats, Mr. President, will continue making judicial confirmations one of our top priorities moving forward. We've made remarkable progress in our work to confirm good, mainstream, and diverse judges under President Biden, and we'll keep working towards that goal this week and beyond. I yield the floor and note the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Ms. Baldwin.